How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, calling all animal lovers, this show is for you. It's a refined love letter to all the people we have profiled who are passionate about their pets. First up, a boy's dedication to dogs that touch people across the world. He's even appeared on Ellen and won a Humane Award from the ASPCA. Many of you probably already know him, but you know what? Those who don't, meet Roman.
Always be yourself unless you can be Batman. Then always be Batman.
You don't need to spend much time with 6-year-old Roman McCon to know that he is obsessed with Batman.
And I got my Batman sunglasses. It's a picture of Batman's symbol and his face, too. I got my Batman loving Super Bubba.
But to many people, especially his mom, Jen, Roman is a superhero in his own right.
He's Batman.
I think he was pretty much born loving pets. Living in Texas, there were a lot of rescues, and so he quickly figured out that there were a lot of animals that didn't have homes, and he's always wanted to help.
Roman would visit animal shelters in Texas where his dad was stationed in the military.
Roman's 4th birthday, he wanted to do something to help, so we talked about different options he could take. He, probably like most kids, he had way more toys than he ever needed anyways. So we we opted to forego presents, and he asked his friends, their families, for donations.
Roman's passion for pets only grew when he and his mom moved to Skagit Valley, Washington, while his dad serves in Japan.
Hey, Roman. Hello. How's it going? Goody.
Roman now practically lives at the Humane Society of Skagit Valley,
Hi, boys.
giving his time and devotion to rescued animals.
Puppies. Hi. Hi. These are one of the cute. These are some of the cute puppies they have. There's Marley. Marley. Hi, boy. Just lay your head down. That's a girl.
Roman's dedication has now gone viral thanks to his social media videos.
Hi, buddy.
His plea to find Pets Forever homes are getting tens of thousands of views.
Hi, everyone. They're the dog that I know in Skagit Valley Humane Society. Still there. Needs a home really bad. Super funny.
He just asked me to make videos, and so I record for him. I think he gets that people see them. I don't think he grasps how many, but we just roll. He'll make a video and just I'll let him talk. Probably the first big hit one was with a dog named Sullivan. For whatever reason, that one had like Roman in tears.
Getting treats from you. He's a really good dog.
But he needs help, huh? He needs somebody to come save him.
Coming from a 6-year-old, it's just so much easier to watch. It's not like a sales pitch from a person. Like, it's a plea and a beg and so genuine. Like, when you're 6, life hasn't jaded you yet. Like, it's just a 6-year-old talking. And I think that's what people find appealing. It's like at 6, he gets it. And some adults don't get it yet.
Bye, love you. Love you, boy.
He's a charming young man, easily to go ahead and fall in love with. He really wants to go ahead and sincerely help. I think if any other cause, he would probably be the same. But with the animals, because he just has that connection and that ability to go ahead and have been exposed to them.
That's why they started Project Freedom Ride to rescue pets from kill shelters in Texas and find them a safe place.
And when I moved up here, it was this running joke. I'll just start an underground railroad and bring the dogs up, because the world here for dogs is so different than in Texas. People take them hiking and you go do things.
Oh, that looks like Bumblebee, kind of.
As for Roman, he now has a huge fan base online and overseas, especially his dad in Japan.
He's proud. He's super proud. I mean, that's like his boy. And I think part of him is sad because he's missing out on so much of this. Like, he gets to watch it like everybody else does as a spectator. He doesn't get to be there.
Bye-bye.
Bye, kiddo. Just take care, all right?
Since Refined first aired Roman's story, he and his family have moved to Georgia, where his dad is now stationed. Roman and his mom have continued Project Freedom Ride on the East Coast, and it only continues to grow. Every single animal lover thinks their pet is a superstar, but we found one local feline so popular, he's blowing up the internet. And once you meet Brimley, you'll understand why. The social media world has fallen in love with this face. Meet Brimley. The adorable white furball lives in Tukwila with his owner and knight in shining armor, RJ.
Now his fans, expect a picture every day.
Brimley's infectious smile has made him an Instagram phenom, and Animal Planet crowned him its next cat star. But he doesn't let his celebrity status go to his fluffy head. Brimley had a rough start in life when RJ found him at a rescue shelter.
Brimley originally came from a breeder that was using him as the stud, and he was really young. He was only about 1.5 years at the time. And he got this really bad eye infection, and instead of fronting the cost for getting him the surgery that he needed, the breeder had both of his eyes sewn shut just to bide time and keep breeding him. As soon as I sat down, Brimley was just super affectionate, came right up for pets, and I just knew I was going to take him home that day. They told me that more than likely he would lose at least one of his eyes. He made a total recovery without even needing surgery.
Brimley kept his fantastic personality and continued to get more photogenic under RJ's care.
So I just started posting his pictures on an Instagram for him, and then, followed Cute Animals like I normally did. And sure enough, within, maybe a month or two, it just started, he started gaining more and more fans and got really popular, and just got noticed on a couple of different sources that really just blew him up. And, he was quickly into the thousands and tens of thousands of followers.
While Brimley may be America's next cat star, RJ now primarily uses Instagram to promote the hard work done by Seattle cat rescue organizations. Now, as for Brimley, he will continue to reward people with his mega smiles as long as he gets frequent belly rubs. If you want to see more of Brimley's glamour shots, log on to SeattleRefined.com for a full gallery of his best work. Cats really do live the good life here in the Northwest. Now, if that last story didn't convince you, then check this one out. Cynthia Chomos in Ballard transforms patios into luxury mansions for cats called Catios. She wanted to design a space for kitties so they could enjoy the outdoors without danger. The Catios range from a simple design to a full-blown feng shui sanctuary.
There's 5 elements in feng shui. There's fire, which is represented by the sun and the color red. There's earth. I've incorporated some stones as the floor, which get heated, and Serena likes to sit on those. There's metal, which provides the safety. There's water. I've got a water fountain for my enjoyment and a water bowl for her as well. And plants. So adding some of the nature elements.
If you want to build a catio yourself, DIY plans start at about $40, but prices can also be a couple of $1,000s depending on your fancy feline. Seattle Refined is just getting started. Coming up, heart to heart with a horse.
He's absolutely correct. This is amazing.
A real-life Dr. Dolittle lets us know what animals are thinking. Plus, birds of a feather get a second chance together. Meet the local lifesaver making it happen. We'll be right back. Refined, I'm Guard Swanson. We're taking some time today to honor refined animal lovers, and I'm one of them. And I have to admit, there are times when I want to know what my dog is thinking, like kind of channeling my inner Dr. Dolittle. That may sound a bit crazy to you, but we met a woman who says you can communicate with animals of all kinds, and you can too. Like many pet owners, Joan Ranquet adores animals, but her connection runs deeper than most. For her, it's more than companionship. She can communicate with them too.
I talk to dogs and cats, of course, and I also take people on wildlife trips. So sometimes we talk to lions, sometimes we talk to lemurs, sometimes we talk to dolphins, whales.
But don't call Joan a pet psychic. She's an internationally renowned animal communicator, a real-life Dr. Dolittle, with a skill that she says anyone can learn.
Well, animal communication is telepathy, which is the transference of pictures, words, and feelings. So I always tell people the first step is being able to really quiet your mind and getting a sense from the animals. Usually it starts in feelings and allowing the pictures and the words to come in.
For the most part, Joan helps people learn more about their pets.
He thinks he's your soulmate. He knows he is.
It's gonna make me cry.
Of course, there are skeptics in the world, so we wanted to see what Joan could really do. We followed her to a unique appointment at Legacy Hunters and Jumpers in Woodinville.
Legacy is a special place.
Legacy is a training facility, home to many special horses, including Coaster. He's a decorated champion horse who now teaches riding in his later years, and there's one other thing.
So Coaster has a friend that he lives with that helps him with his anxiety, named Buttercup, and she's a goat. They live together 24/7 in the stall, and they go out into a paddock together and play.
Coaster has also impacted many lives, like Valerie Young's.
Coaster is very special. I think I'm special to him too. He is such a kind soul. When I got back into riding after being off for 6 years, he was so patient and he gave me my confidence to ride again.
But Valerie wants to connect with Coaster even more. That's why she's called on Joan for some help.
It's great to see you.
It's so great to see you. Oh, this is my buddy Coaster.
Hi, Coaster.
Immediately, Joan starts writing down what she's getting from Coaster. And within seconds, you couldn't help but notice a change in him.
I will tell him. And there was a moment I felt like it's sort of like he was starting to communicate and connect, and all of a sudden he looked at me like, oh my God, it's you that's talking to me. A lot of times when an animal gets to finally tell their story, they have a big relaxation, a big release. Because imagine they never get to talk.
Just knowing this horse, watching him release and watching him, I can just tell. Like that.
I mean, I think he's really grateful for the time he gets to spend with you.
Did he talk about Buttercup?
He did. I mean, Buttercup is part of why he feels like he's taken care of in the world.
Safe.
Like he's safe. His life is better with Buttercup. Does that help?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to know. I mean, I felt all along that he loves his job. I just wanted to know, you know.
He would rather do this any day of the week than get a bunch of blue ribbons. This is the blue ribbon job.
What he gives me when I leave this barn, the joy, I mean, it makes me almost cry what this horse does for me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
As you can see, these sessions can have an emotional impact on people. Not just the owner, but Joan too.
Interaction with animals is especially our domesticated animals, is putting us back in nature and makes my heart warm. I mean, it just makes me super happy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Oh, I loved it. You nailed it.
To learn more about Joan the Animal Communicator, head to SeattleRefined.com. Coming up, Refined takes you to a parrot lover's paradise in Woodinville, plus the TLC at Seattle's Wooden Park Zoo. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, today's show is dedicated to anyone who is passionate about pets. Most people have a dog or a cat that feels part of the family. And that's how one local woman feels about birds. She absolutely adores them so much, she started a nonprofit parrot sanctuary that really has taken flight. Here's Malia Karlinski.
This special spot in Woodinville is for the birds, literally. Here, birds of a feather do flock together. Christy Padilla takes them all under her wing.
This is Zazu's house, and we sanctuary birds, parrots. And we house probably 30 Amazons, 20 African greys, and about 200 macaws.
250 birds live at this aviary, but it started back in 2001 with two, Zazu and Howard.
Our family had two birds of our own, and I was helping another rescue, and she was unable to take the large birds. And because we had a lot of experience with large birds and a large flight for our two birds, we offered to help them out.
Two quickly turned to 20, and the numbers kept rising as Christy realized how big and how heartbreaking the need for them to have a place to live was.
Most of these birds come from homes, from families that thought that they would make a good pet, and that they would be able to keep the bird for the length of its life. And 20 years in, it was just too much.
When people bring parrots into their homes, many don't realize they can live 80 years or more. Like people, the parrots have their own personalities.
What's going on with this guy over here?
Oh, they want my attention. They're like, hey, I'm going to hang on to your shoe till you pick me up.
These feather friends have fun in here too. We spotted Zazu, the bird who started it all, playing peekaboo with Christy.
Zazu, peekaboo, peekaboo.
Oh my gosh, he's actually peekabooing with you.
Yeah.
In the other large structure called the hotel, you'll find birds who need a little extra TLC.
Do you have kisses? Do you have mama kisses? Yep, you're a good girl. This bird is a green-winged macaw named Elizabeth.
And what's her story?
She belonged to a family, and she kept making a big mess in their house, and the wife didn't want it anymore, so she brought her here. I mean, not Elizabeth's owner, but most people that bring their birds here are devastated, and it's very traumatic.
It's one of the only places that has so much, potential for the birds to be what they are meant to be. They get to fly around a bit and be with each other.
At Zazu's house, Christy Padilla has created a nest of sorts, where unwanted and abused birds can live long and happy lives.
I just want to, be a blessing to them. I feel that was my lot in life, and I just believe God wanted me to be a shepherd of animals, and so that's what I do.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
While Zazu's house isn't open to the public, you can arrange a tour. Visit our website for more information. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're wrapping things up here on a special edition of Seattle Refined. It's all about the love of animals, and we may have saved the best for last. I recently checked out the Passionate Pet Care at Woodland Park Zoo. It's still hours until the first visitors walk through the entrance, but Woodland Park Zoo is alive with activity. Animals are awakening, and the staff is already hard at work.
Woodland Park Zoo has an animal care program that's centered around animal welfare, so it comprises of everything from animal nutrition, a comprehensive animal health care program that includes things like preventative medicine and preventative physical therapy programs.
We have a fantastic keeper staff here and see these not just as their charges, as is their 8 to 5 job. These are their animals.
Among the animals are Glenn and Taj, a pair of 2,000-pound adolescent rhinos.
You have no idea how exciting it is for many of us who work here at the zoo, because this is the first time in our long history at Woodland Park Zoo that we've actually had rhinos.
Today, Glenn and Taj are starting their day with a shower and some snacks. All right, so how am I supposed to do this?
You can just kind of go like this.
All right, big guy. Whoa. That's cool. Hey, buddy. Wow, you need some moisturizer. Come here, buddy. Now we're all right. We're all pals now. Oh, you can hear him chomping. There you go. Oh, that's a good dog. Good boy. And why are these two special?
Taj and Glenn helped the zoo tell an incredible conservation story. Rhinos in the wild are endangered. Having these animals here helps us raise awareness to our visitors.
I could feel that same passion from everyone I met, including John Samaras.
When penguins...
For the past 9 years, he's been one of the primary keepers of the Humboldt penguin colony.
Every penguin's different. I started working with penguins 20 years ago, and I've never met two that are alike. So you just get to know them individually, and it's really important with penguins to know everything about them, including their normal appetites, their normal behaviors, who they normally hang out with and where. Because anytime you see a departure from that, that can be an indication of a problem. So we're very tuned in to our penguins, each and every one of them.
Hey, bud, this is Gomez. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? You good boy.
So that's what I was telling you about the affection. That's how penguins show affection, right there. Just give him a little scratch.
And what kind of personality does this Gomez guy have?
He's very mellow and he's very affectionate. So he really likes attention. So he always, like I said, greets us in the morning as soon as we come into the exhibit and kind of likes to be by us.
Ultimately, that's what sets the animal care program at Woodland Park Zoo apart. For the dedicated members of the team, this is more than a job. It's a calling.
We're all here essentially to save animals one way or another. We want to save wild places and animals in those wild habitats. It's definitely a passion and a lifelong journey.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gart Swanson. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time right back here on Seattle Refined.